Mi gente, you already know who it is. It's the radioactive pop with Danny Limelight, United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Champion. And make sure you tune into the Alliance blog every week. You heard it here first. Straight from Poppy. Mi gente!
Okay, guys, we're back. Did you miss us? Because we missed you.
Rules?
There are no rules.
What rules?
This is a revolution, damn it!
You'll hear things you've never heard before.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
Who are those guys?
And then there's the other guys.
We're the other guys. We're the guys nobody ever bets on.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
It's time for the Other Alliance Guys podcast with your hosts, Tim, Dave, and Jeremy.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and what can we tell you? We are the Other Alliance Guys, not the good ones, the other ones. A presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com, your number one source for news and information around National Wrestling Alliance, United Wrestling Network, and various independents around the world, like the NWA territory we're going to be talking about today. My name's Tim. I'm currently Mr. Wrestling 62. There's like 6 Mr. Wrestlings. I looked it up.
Wow. There's almost as many of him as there are Land Before Time sequels.
There are many more of those. It's crazy. I am joined by my friend Championship Wrestling from Jeremy, drinking his tea, trying to nurse himself back to health. How you feeling, buddy?
I feel a lot better today than I did Saturday and yesterday, that's for sure.
And that's good to hear. I'm glad you're... Is that mic quiet right now? On the mic? That's what they're saying in the chat. I don't know. And Dave Scooby, fantasy booker extraordinaire. You're going to talk to us later today about the problem with double champions?
Yes. I mean, spread the wealth, share the belts. The only way you can see if somebody is able to carry a belt is sometimes throw them in the deep end of the pool and see if they swim.
Yep, that's right.
I sink like a stone.
That's not good. Willie's comment disappeared, and he said, "You guys want to hear something scary? Tyrus in the porn movie."
Oh.
Filmed. I think it'd be more like filmed on location at Tyrus. Why you got to bring that evil into this house, Willie?
Right.
Hello, it's me. It's Devin, back at it again with my D. I can't even do it, Devin. I mean, you got the lingo. All the kids got the lingo. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm quiet. Let me know if I am too quiet. I'll try to figure out the mic when someone else is speaking. But what are we talking about today, guys? The boss is here. Everyone look busy. We're talking about Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. Paradox came out 3 days ago. What happened? You think? It's a good one. That's good.
No, it's because my big ass just can't fucking swim.
Well, you're in a landlocked state. If I know my American geography, you're okay right now.
Yeah.
But we're watching Dog Pound from the NWA territories. So we like to say sometimes we watch the NWA territories so that you don't have to. But spoiler alert, I didn't hate this one.
No.
It's going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And Jeremy's going to give us the UWN Championship Wrestling results. And Dave, as we said at the top there, is going to be talking about the champs, spreading the love, spreading the belts. Programming note: J-Cal is going to be streaming for 5 hours tomorrow. Is it like
2 interviews and a pre-show?
Wow,
nice. Maybe we ought to do a streaming marathon for charity, Jay. Can we the Alliance stream for 24 hours? Can we do it?
I can't give her money anymore.
Wait a minute. All right, let's talk about it. Let's get off on the right foot here. We are talking about NWA Texas, which is two different promotions fall under the NWA Texas banners. One is Dog Pound Championship Wrestling, the home of Jazz legend, WWE legend Jazz, and the Red Dog Rodney Mack, her partner. They run the school down there. It's their product. It's their show, guys, and he's in. Jay's in for the streaming for charity. You know what, Jay? I got an idea. We'll talk after. Because I'd be in too.
Yeah.
Any affiliation to Jaden's Dog Pro Wrestling? Jaden was just in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, it's in the doobly-doo down below on YouTube. He says that Dr. Zirconium, the owner-operator of Dog Pro Wrestling out there in New Jersey, ought to sue over that name. I think the spelling difference might let them off the hook. But no affiliation. Not until Dog Pro Wrestling takes over the world, in which case it will be crushed under his iron fist. This is episode 20 of Paradox, and we started with a Carson Drake promo. It's pretty classic Carson Drake promo. He's a great influence to know. Has Carson Drake grown on you guys yet?
I think we talked about him a little bit last week, and he's got that character. He's locked in on that character. He's doing solid heel work. The laugh, the fucking chip from Old Money Northeast. You know, it fits him really, really well. He does a good job at it. I appreciate his work. I don't like the fucking guy, but I appreciate his work.
Well, we're going to see him wrestle later today too, Dave. And we'll talk a little bit about the match, but he's head and shoulders right now above the guys in that ring, in my opinion, as well. I thought he did pretty well on the mic and in the ring.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure when this was actually taped, but I have noticed that he is making the rounds of the territories, and that's a good thing. I mean, if you're going to be champion, represent wherever you go, represent, and that's a good thing. He doesn't have that go away heat for me anymore.
That's good.
But it's one of these things of he's playing the part well, and he's the smug character. And I mean, in the couple matches that I've seen where he's done, the 605, I pinned this guy, bring someone else out, I got 4 minutes left, blah blah blah. He's playing the asshole part very, very well. I don't know if he's playing the part or if he's actually like that, but I mean, he's the guy that you want to hate, but it's not X-Pac heat. It's not go away. It's I don't like you, and I'm cheering for anybody but you, and hopefully somebody beats your ass one of these days.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's really well said. He's exactly that guy. I actually forgot to mention the opening sequence. I like the opening sequence for Paradox.
Yeah.
Like, they show all the old footage, and it's all kind of like it breaks into your television set, like it's an underground transmission or something, and there's all the old footage of Jazz and Mac, and all this different action, and it looks pretty cool. We also get kind of this really weird promo. It was weird for me. I haven't seen anything like it. I didn't hate it either. Of I'm like, is that CJ? Because I haven't watched the actual NWA in some time, right? Because it's CJ. Holy shit, it's Christy James. And you know, there she is, and she's talking, and she starts to tell a story about how, you know, you used to be the little girl here taking a shot at me who's got the experience. Now I want a shot at the NWA World Women's Championship, and you know, I'm going to take it. And like they do it in a sort of way where, like, you know, then there's like a video pack, like an overlay where now it's Kenzie Page and it's her now, and they kind of show footage from the past about when Kenzie's, you know, still looked like a baby and, you know, was chopping away. Hey, Sammy, chopping away at Christy James and being, like, you know, ineffectual, but talking now about how she's the champ. She's been the champ for a couple of years. Dave, I thought it was a great way to tell the story, because when I'm tuning in and I don't know anything that's going on right off the bat, I thought it was a good setup for the match that's about to happen.
Oh yeah, I wrote down the promos, having them back to back. It told a story. It flowed. It wasn't like, oh, CJ is over in this box talking about this, and then up pops Kenzie. No, it was all one promo, and it told a story. Like you said, if you haven't watched this, you're jumping in, and this is your first time, you're getting an idea of why they're having this match.
Yeah.
And I mean, it tells a good story. Plus, if you know old or older NWA, you know that Christy James was CJ in the NWA, and she can wrestle. So I'm hoping that I'd love to see her back on Power, because I mean, for a female, she can go.
I remember like 3-4 years ago tweeting at her and going, why are you not in the ring? Like, you know, you've got so much talent. And she tweeted back saying, someone talk to Billy because I want to be in the ring. Rather than just the beautiful assistant to the magician fellow there. But anyway, they go right into this match, and, you know, we got, like I said, we got the story. We got it going right off the bat as like Kenzie jump starts it and it goes out to the floor, and then we go to a commercial. I mean, we're like 7-8 minutes into this thing, and we go to a commercial, and it bothered me that we went to a commercial and that the commercial was for Dog Pound, the school. Yeah. I get it, but timing. And then we go into a promo in the middle of this match by the King of Darkness, Jeremy Nathaniel Grayson, who says, I don't know, everyone's got to kneel, I think he says, and Carson Drake, it's just your turn. At this point in the match, we'll come back about the match, but like, did this bug you, Jeremy, that this was happening right now?
Yeah, I didn't. It totally pulled me out of the match that they had going on. The commercial didn't really. The commercial going to pitching Dog, the Dog Wrestling School. I'm kind of conditioned to that from watching Memphis and them pitching to that commercial a lot. So I kind of let that one slide, but then the promo, that was a whole choice. And it completely pulled me out of the match. Yeah,
which is too bad, because the match I thought was pretty decent. By the way, like we really get our first and sense of the announcing, and I don't think it's the announcer's fault precisely, because he's got kind of a gravelly voice that can work from time to time, but he's alone.
Yeah.
And the sound is terrible, and the bad sound and single announcers going, trying to keep things going is difficult for me to buy. really get into. It's back and forth. It's a good match. Go watch episode 20 for this and watch this match. This was Paige winning with a distraction. She gets out of the Christy Jane does a Death Valley Driver finish, and she gets out of that when there's a distraction by what looks to be the Dog Pound Women's Champion, whose name is Misty. And then
Misty
I scribbled
Marks.
What was it?
Misty Marks.
Misty Marks. Sorry, Misty Marks. I didn't mean to scribble your name like a pharmacist and not be able to read my own writing. And she gets rolled up, gets pinned by the champ. CJ does, and I don't know, Dave. I liked the match. The finish also, I thought, kind of told the story too. But what'd you think of the whole thing?
Yeah, I did like the match. It was good back and forth between both ladies, and like you said, it did tell a story with the distraction that this is setting CJ up to go after Misty Marks and possibly win the title. I don't know. It's one of these things of it was I'm not going to say a cheap win, but it was a way for Kinsey to win without putting that much effort into winning. And because she is a quote unquote heel, it fits her good, but it's continuing the story. And the spot where they end up taking a break, I just wish that they would go back and when you have a match, show the whole match, then throw to a promo or a break. And it, like you said, Jeremy, it sort of took me out of the match. And we're back. Well, why? You're promoting something that is within the show.
Yeah.
Just let it flow. Let's have a good 7 to 10 minute match. Do your quote unquote. We're going to take a commercial break. It's a commercial for the promoters of the show, the dojo. Then there's a promo for an upcoming match. Okay, cool. That's fine. But just it's little things, but I mean, overall, this was a very good match, and it continues the story as well as including the NWA women's title being involved out on the territories. So it's one of those things that overall it was a good match for me.
Sam Retro is the expert on Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. She's a two-time women's champion, and wrestled for FTW. Jeremy's Christy Janes being wasted down in the NWA territory? Should she be on the main show?
Christy James should be on a main roster on like fucking AEW or WWE, to be honest.
100%.
Yep.
That she is, and I've got that written in my notes that Christy's one of the best out there. She's one of the best, and I don't say best female wrestlers. She's one of the best out there.
Yeah.
She's good in the ring. Any time that she gets to be in the ring is a positive for anybody in the crowd, because you actually get to see a wrestler that understands every single aspect of this business.
Right. She totally gets it, and she's put in the work. And what I really noticed about her is that she's right at that sweet spot, I think, in her career, where she's young enough that she can go for miles. She looks like, she takes care of herself in the gym. She looks fantastic, and she's just flowing. She makes her stuff look like $1 million. She sells like a champion. I don't know what else you want.
I will say this, and it's not a dig or in any way against Kinsey. She is very talented in the ring, but you could tell Christy's miles ahead of her.
Yeah. And that's like you said, it's not a dig because Kenzie's good. I'm not even like I'm not watching right now, but I'm not done with Kenzie as champ yet. I still think like she's got miles to go in her. But anyway, we get a promo, Jeremy, and I liked this one. For in a way, two guys, I had to look them up. SOU, Stomped Out University, who are the tag champs down there. And they're making barbecue in one of those homemade cookers that are so incredibly awesome. Yep. And they stop Soda Pop while he's walking, and basically they bust his balls and say, "Our word on the street is you're not so good anymore." And Soda Pop gets all pissed off, and he's gonna, take care of some business. I don't know, but they just essentially they stir up a lot of shit around it, and I liked the promo, but I wonder if I'll ask you what you thought. Was there anything about it that bugged you at all?
The only thing that bugged me was the overproduction of it.
Yes.
They needed to make that more opaque,
right?
To where I almost felt like I was trapped in a room with a strobe light at times, and those things completely throw my brain for a loop. So I kind of tend to stay away from them. Yeah. Other than that, though, it was I enjoyed it. This was a good little, what was it, 26 minutes?
The whole show, yeah.
The whole show was 26 minutes and some change, and it went really quick, and I enjoyed the little vignette. It was fun.
It was. It was just, it's comedy for the most part. And like, why are these guys wearing their belts outside? And but Dave, that stuff that would come in like, all over your screen that you're trying to see around them. What is this shit? But anyway, I like the promo. What did you think?
I did like the promo. They could have used that just as an intro and fade into the promo, then stop that. Then that's a way to get out that once the promo ends.
Yep.
You start with that and end with it. But it's one of those things. I think they're called Ghetto Fabulous. Right. And it's one of these. They're several time tag champs, I believe. I'm going to have to look them up, but I'm going to go back and watch more of the Dog Pound wrestling, just because I'm a fan of Rodney Mack and worked with him years ago when he lived in Arkansas. So it's one of those things that I like what he's doing, and him and Jazz have twin daughters, and they are either seniors in college, or not seniors in college, seniors in high school, or just out of high school. And I believe one, if not both, are training, one as a referee and one as a wrestler. So we'll see where that goes. Because, if they have 50% of what their parents have, they'll be killing it. So it's one of those things that if they can carry on the legacy of Dog Pound Wrestling, that's cool with me. But I did like the promo. I'd ease up on the graphics a bit, but it's good that they're doing a promotion for a match next week. Hey, we're looking forward to you going up against this DJ Brown guy, and it makes you possibly look forward to next week's episode. I'm not sure if it's every week or every 2 weeks, but it's pretty good.
That's why I like that, because it's set up. It wasn't just there to be there. It set something up for down the road.
Yeah, that was what I absolutely agree with you guys. That's what makes it worthwhile and having it in there at all. Certified Wrestling Podcast. That's the Hustler. Says the girl ref is impressive. He's talking about Rodney Mack and Jazz's daughter. So we get into the main event right away. Like Jeremy said, it's 26 minutes. It's Carson Drake. He's taking on 4 other guys in a scramble. One of them Soda Pop. couldn't tell you who the other three were. That's one of the drawbacks of this particular broadcast, is that I would have loved to have seen some names on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
Rather than have to. What's that?
I do have their names.
Yeah, me too.
So outside of Soda Pop and the King of Darkness, Nathaniel Grayson that we met earlier,
Right.
and Carson Drake, we also had Loverboy Santiago Medina, and then the Executioner Verdugo.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Would have been great to have seen it on the screen for sure. Look, it's Brian Cervantes. How you doing, man? It's good to see you, brother. Yeah. Dog Pound Wrestling School is a great school. Well, you heard it right there from one of the people who would know firsthand. Yeah, good to see you around, man. The hard kicks from Carson Drake. This is why. He's gone away from that, as you guys said earlier, that go home heat. He's and really made something where you're like, I just really want to watch this guy lose now. But when he loses his temper in the ring, so to speak, and he's got the knees and he's got the kicks and he looks legit, man. Like, look, the cat can go. He's he's a little bit better than everybody.
Strong style at some points.
Yeah. The winner, Dave, is Carson Drake, defending the NWA television title successfully by submission at the end. I mean, it's a scramble where everybody kind of lies around and does their own stuff, and everybody's got a clump on the floor somewhere while one guy does a dive. But beyond that, what'd you think?
I thought it was a good. Oh, go ahead, Jeremy.
They kept advertising this as a 6-man, but I never saw John Cena.
Yeah.
I kept watching the curtain and waiting for a 6-man to come, because they said it twice.
Where is that media mic dumpster fire? No, that's funny shit. They say it twice? I missed it.
Yeah.
Said it a couple times.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. I missed it. I've seriously missed almost the entire match because my stoned ass was sitting there watching the curtain.
Oh, there you go. I mean, I don't know, Dave. It was a 5-man. 5-man.
I thought it was for what it was. It was good. I mean, when you have multi-man matches, it was a hot and fast-moving match by all involved. But it's one of those things that you can only have so many guys working together or against each other at a certain time. I mean, Carson got in some action, but the other 4 wrestlers, they were the actual meat of the match. That they worked together in the wrestling company, so they know each other better than Carson would. So it's one of those things that, I mean, it's good back and forth, in my opinion, for a multi-man match. Soda Pop, he did the cannonball move off the mat onto the 3 guys outside the ring. Ends up doing the Texas Cloverleaf on Medea, only for Carson blindsided him, then pins Medina for the win to retain the TV title. It was good. It highlighted the other guys, and I'm sure. Hopefully, I'd like to see at least a couple of those guys be used on Power down the line. Soda Pop's been there before. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe 1 or 2 of the other guys, even in a quote-unquote jobber enhancement job, whatever you want to call it. If they can be brought in to help someone else look better, it's getting them experience on camera and the way that the NWA does it. My I don't know what the situation is in dog pound wrestling as far as the way they film or how many events they have, but a lot of it was using hard camera. There were a few camera shots of, hey, we're outside the ring, but it wasn't a lot of cameraman action. It was a lot of just hard camera. So, I mean, that's one thing that they can work on. I myself don't know what it takes to actually do the production camera-wise. So, I mean, I'm giving them a pass. What they're doing is good. It could always be better, but I liked what I saw. And it's Carson being Carson, jumping in after someone else does the dirty work and getting the pin. So it's quote unquote, I'm the champion, I'm retaining my title by any means necessary. And I wasn't expecting a title change, but it's just you're building up these guys in the territories to hopefully down the line you'll see them in an NWA power reign.
Right. You know, it'd be great as something fresh and new to build the territories up. Although the way the NWA films and cuts and shoots, who knows if it even be possible. But if you're going to bring someone up from the territories, rather than debuting them on Power and having them lose, or the other different ways that they might bring somebody up, have that title change on the territories and bring that new TV champion up to the show and go, who the heck's this guy, and let him shine. I think that'd be an excellent story. But I don't know, Jeremy, overall, man, what did you think of the show?
I'm good with going back and reviewing it once a month.
Yeah, it's not bad. It was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. There was nothing didn't make sense. There were a few things with production that I personally would change, but that's me. But I enjoyed everything that they did. It was, the matches were put together well. The Christie and Kinsey match got a good amount of time to tell a story there. And then the only complaint I have is the 5-man, 6-man scramble.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. For me, well, you guys know, it's the lighting sometimes, it's the camera work, it's the sound. You want to be a cut above and bring people back all the time. I think that's the way to do it, even beyond the talent. But yeah, like I would agree. I look forward to the next time we get to go to back to Dog Pound and watch the next broadcast. Tight 26 minutes.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Let's go into some United Wrestling Network stuff with our friend Championship Wrestling from Jeremy.
Attention, everyone. One.
School is in session.
Oh, boy, is this great!
Let me talk to you.
Get down to the nitty-gritty.
It's time for Championship Wrestling from Jeremy.
It is time to get down to the nitty-gritty. What is going on in the United Wrestling Network, my friend?
Well, we started out the show this week with the video package from Zicky Dice regarding the future of ZDTV, because without the UWN Television Championship, there's no need for ZDTV, because there is no ZDTV without the title. But he has a plan, and once he gets his title back, Zicky is going to use Main Event Daniels,
your favorite nickname,
as a Zickmas tree topper. Kinky.
Wow.
We then go to a match between Fidel Bravo and a returning with a new look, Ray Jazz.
Oh, really?
Bearded, sporting his Italian heritage now. Got the knee pads and doing the whole and the
former Dog Pro Wrestling guy.
Yeah. Ray was the winner in this with the backslide. It was good back and forth between these two. After the match, Ray cut a nice promo, or as he's calling it, the jazz tip of the day, laying out his plans for his return to United Wrestling Network. Damn good match. Go watch it.
All right.
We then got Evan Daniels backstage responding to Zicky saying that he's ready. We then go to Jordan Castle at ringside with Emily to talk with Maximilian. When Jordan opens his mouth, I immediately start hearing Quentin Tarantino and seeing Quentin Tarantino. There's just something about the guy I don't know. This was a good little segment, setting up Maximilian for next week. He's currently 4-0, so he's going to go 5-0 next week, possibly. We then get introduced to a new tag team, Gunk. G-U-N-K. It's an acronym. I don't know what the acronym is. I'm scared to ask. The reason why I'm scared to ask is because we see the return of McKnight. And he's with a guy that kind of a look of Bruiser Brody. Casanova Valentine?
Casanova Valentine.
He big old boy.
All
big
right.
old burly fucker. They take on the team of Jake Redondo and Joey Lancaster. We saw Lancaster a couple of weeks back. Squash match. Gunk won this one as McKnight did the dumpster dive, which is just fucking splash off the top rope. They also, and I really hope that they stop doing this, because as soon as I saw it, I immediately thought of my boys Reno Scum, who are disbanded now, but they do an armpit spot.
Yeah.
And they have Rob McKnight has a little punk rock aura to him and everything, but it was just a little too soon. For me. The weird guy from the video from the video packages, that weird fucker, he popped back up at ringside for this match. And a detail that I caught this week is the guy wears a red glove on his right hand, a red right hand. Okay. The red right hand is associated with vengeance, power, and mysterious dark forces. So this is all kind of fitting in together.
I see.
But he sent in Delirium, which we all formerly knew. If you got earbuds in, pull them out now. Formerly as Beef Candy.
My cat just sat up like.
But they came in the ring to attack the already beaten Redondo and Lancaster. Richie Slade has kind of like. Have you seen the horror flick The Collector?
I don't think so.
So in that, the guy's got this fucking mask, and it's all just kind of, and he's got one little be eye holes. That's it, really. Okay. That's kind of what Slade's mask looks like. For his part, Flex's mask is more like a bandage across his eyes, kind of. I'm interested to see what these two do under this new heel guy's gimmick. They're called Delirium, so I'm interested in seeing what's going on with this little triumvirate that they've got going. Nice. With those two and the little creepy guy. We then go to the main event, which was the UWN World Television title match between Zicky Dice and the new television title champion, Main Event Daniels. I think I was calling him Main Event Evan Daniels last week. It's Main Event, Evant Daniels.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a clever guy. How's that working out for him? He's on TV. I'm not. Well, technically, we're both on YouTube, so. Daniels
right here, Evan. Right here, buddy.
Daniels
we probably both make the same amount. Right here, like Jay pays us both the same amount of money as what's his name? Dave Marquez pays that guy. Oh, that wasn't just for you, Dave. I'm just talking shit. I'm gonna shut up.
I'm getting all the exposure bucks in the world right now.
That's right. Sorry, carry on.
Daniels was able to retain with the help of a returning Bryce Saturn,
yeah,
who, if you remember right, is Daniels' former tag team partner whenever they came and well, from back in Arizona, but whenever they came to UWN, they were paired up with R3 Charles Cassius. And then we got introduced to another Arizona alumni, and Damian Desire, as Saturn had the ref occupied. Desire came around and flanked, grabbed the title, ran in, kissed Zicky real quick with it across the head, dipped out of the ring. Daniels grabs the leg. Ref turns around, it's kind of like he knows something hinky went on, but he's got to count anyways. So this one's far from over. I've always been I've liked Zicky since his run in the first round of NWA.
Yeah.
I've always been a big proponent of him. He gets sports entertainment and wrestling. So I look forward to seeing what this brings about now. Who's Zicky going to bring in as his backup? Because that's got to be the next logical step in this evolution. Is now Zicky brings in somebody to look after watch his back. So that was this week's episode of UWN. The TV title match was the match of the week. They had about 12 or 13 minutes worth of time to really lay out a nice solid match. Again, Zicky's good in the ring, and Daniels is solid. So they put on a good one. Go watch that. If you're not watching the UWN and all of its affiliates, well, you're like me because I'm not watching Memphis either. But if you're not watching the UWN, well, then you're not watching the UWN. You may have other things to do. I don't know. Who am I to judge you? Leave me alone.
If you're not watching Memphis.
If you're not watching Memphis, then you're doing something right in life right now.
You're gonna miss this greatest tag team of all time. I come back and Jeremy just.
We've had this discussion in private on Discord, sir.
I was raised in a broken home, and I lashed out. I'm sorry. Thank you, my friend. Let us go into the man who anchors our show. By the way, comment. I saw the we got the gunk comment. That was a positive force. 1979, maybe 1978 reference to We Got the Funk. Nice work, Devin Dowling. But Dave Scooby.
Yes,
Fantasy
sir.
Book. This is your show. Well, why the NWA champs, I forgot one of the word champs, in the banner, need to chill. What's going on, Dave?
Well, I mean, you have enough people on your roster now. You have the territories with wrestlers that you can bring up, and it's almost like a AAA system where In baseball, they sometimes bring up, if somebody's injured, they'll bring somebody up. Use them. If they do good, they stay. If not, they can always return back to the AAA team. So it's one of these things that they need to spread the wealth, share the belts. In my opinion, and this is just me, the only titles that should really have longer reigns are your main titles, your two main titles, 10 pounds of gold and the Burke. Right. Because I mean they're the top of the top of the line. They are the NWA. That's what the NWA is built on. Your tag teams, that's cool if you hold them for a while, but you should have at least 3 to 4 teams going after whatever belts, whether they be the U.S. title, the U.S. tag titles, or the world titles. It's one of these things. The only way to build up contenders is to give them a title shot or a title run and then see how they handle it. If they do good, that's cool. I mean, you have enough events that you're filming that it's every 4 to 6 weeks that a title can change if need be. And you're already, I mean, you're 3 months behind what's on TV, quote unquote, on X is 3 months behind what's actually happening. So there's title changes that have taken place that we're just finding out about now, or we'll find out in a couple weeks that they've had for a couple months. Yeah. So it's one of those things that as you look at things, the current double champs are Alex Taylor. He's the U.S. tag title with Kerry, and he's also the junior heavyweight champion. Tiffany Nieves is the women's TV champion and the women's tag team champion with Valentina Rossi. Big Mama was a former women's TV champion and women's tag champion with Kenzie. Kenzie's the current holder of the Burke, the women's world champion and former tag champ, like I said, with Big Mama. All you're doing is showing that your roster isn't big enough to support all the belts that you have. Either put the belts on hold or use the territories to expand your division. Get the junior heavyweight title off of Alex Taylor. Build up some other guys. I mean, Crazy Steve and Alex Misery. Granted, they're in a tag team or a quote-unquote group known as the Lost. But because you're in a group, that doesn't mean you can't go after a title. They can have a battle amongst themselves as to which one of them deserves a shot at that junior heavyweight title. May the best man win. That's a storyline to build those guys up, and I wouldn't mind seeing them battle for it. So it's one of those that if you go after a title with these single belts and the tag belts, like the U.S. tag, switch them around. Give everybody a chance at holding a belt, not because they deserve it, they earned it.
Right.
Make the belt worthy of, I want to go after that belt. That it's, if somebody's holding that belt, I mean, like I said, Crazy Steve and Alex Misery, have them do battle against each other, even though they're part of the same group. Go after the junior heavyweight belt. I mean, Talos, he's in All Japan Pro right now. I'm not sure if he's going to be back or what the situation is, because at Crockett Cup, Daisy Kill, when he and Talos lost their match, spoiler, it's one of those things, they were yelling at each other as they're leaving. So, I mean, Daisy Kill, if you're not going to use him in a tag team, I've done fantasy booking of him. He has almost a Shawn Michaels type personality. Have him go after the junior heavyweight title, just as he were Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, and have him do almost the same thing with the junior heavyweight title as Shawn did with the WWE title. That if Talos is back, Talos can be the Diesel part, can be his bodyguard, but it's one of those things, if he's not around, he can still have the belt. I mean, we watched Dog Pound.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Soda Pop's there. I mean, we watched Gustavo last week. I mean, Tyler Franks and Brandon Beretta, they've been on Power. Bring those guys in, expand the division of the junior heavyweights, make them do battle. That's the only way you're going to build up your division. And losing a qualifying match for a championship, it doesn't hurt you initially. If you continue losing, that's what makes you on the lower end. But somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. If you lose a match, that should only give you more incentive to better yourself and win your next match. Moving over to the women's TV title, it can be moved around every few months. I mean, La Rosa Negra, she's basically been doing tag team stuff and nothing has really come of it. Use her, use CJ, expand the women's division. Now, if Markova ends up winning the Burke at 77, I mean, Kylie's already there. Kylie, I think, has a chance of going after the Burke. But her and Kenzie can do battle for the TV title. Kenzie, if she should lose the Burke at 77, she should have a rematch. But Kylie can also go and battle her sister for the TV title, and then a quote-unquote lucky 7 that would build her up to go after the 7 wins and go after the Burke to try and better her sister's run. So it's almost a family battle. It's one of these things that if you expand your division, it doesn't mean they have to stay there. That they're just there for a taping or an event that one of the territories is having, or that Power is being taped for. So it's one of these things that, like the women's tag titles, I'd put them out on a territory tour like Carson Drake is doing. He's hitting almost all the territories with the TV title, and while he's retaining, he's building stock in the people that are in those territories that are having a shot at a title. Just because you win doesn't mean you're a loser. It means you weren't the better man that day or the better woman that day.
Right.
I mean, you could develop a few teams out on the territories, use them at tapings, develop a women's tag division that has more than 2 or 3 teams, even if they're just coming in for a Power taping at the studio or an event. You can take existing talents, like I said, take La Rosa Negra, pair her with a territory wrestler, and have her be the mentor. She's the veteran to the rookie that she's trying to help, and that's how you build talent. I mean, you can have a short battle, 2 or 3. Hey, we lost this first one, but it was by disqualification. We won another shot. Then there's some underhanded tactics that happen, and they lose again. Okay, we want one more shot. If we don't win, we're walking away. We'll never go after the belt again. But it's these little stories. Not all storylines have to be long. You could do a 4, 5, 6 week storyline in one taping, and it's taken care of. Then that wrestler goes back to their territory, and you know that they're able to work with your talent that's in the NWA. So if push comes to shove and somebody's injured, you can always bring one of your talents from the territories up that has been on TV before. They're recognized, or at least their name has been on TV, quote unquote, X before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my opinion that having double champs just show that your roster isn't being used correctly. I can understand every once in a while having a double champion if the storyline is there. But I mean, I'd have every 4 to 6 months have the junior heavyweight title change. Same with the TV titles. Holding a title increases that talent's wealth. And if you look at it, some talent end up making the title more valuable, while sometimes the title makes the talent more valuable. It's one of these things that it's time to spread the wealth. In my opinion, I'd make the division full of contenders so that the champs never have to take a break. If you look at it now, I mean, who's coming after Tom for the 10 pounds of gold?
Got me.
There's nobody within the NWA. They had to bring Rhino in. They wasted Colby Carino's shot that he won. They wasted that at Crockett Cup. He should be going. They should have saved that and had him go at 77, wherever it's taking place. Have him go and try to win. If he doesn't, it's time to rebuild Colby. If he's going to end up in NXT where his dad is, that's cool. But if he's staying with the NWA, have him go after the junior heavyweight. Have him go after the TV title and go for the 7 wins. Mm-hmm. I could watch Colby in ring all the time. He's a good wrestler. He doesn't have the size, in my opinion, to hold the 10 pounds of gold.
I agree.
But it depends on what Billy wants to do. He gave him a shot, but I think it was a mistake to do the 3-way at Crockett Cup, in my opinion. But I mean, I'm just voicing my opinion. And it's one of these things of who knows what they're going to do down the line. I'd like to see them switch up the belts. But if they can shorten the time of what happens at your tapings and your events and what happens on your TV show. If they could go 3 to 4 weeks time, I'd be fine with that. I'm sure if you want to know what the spoilers are and what's happening now and who your current champions are, as opposed to what you're seeing on X, there's a way of finding that out. Just go online and Google's your friend.
Mm-hmm.
But unless the story mandates that this person is a double champion, I mean, look back when Max was holding both TV titles. That was horrendous. In my opinion, it was just horrendous because you couldn't tell a story really with either title.
Right.
And you're only hurting the other talent.
Yeah, it blocked a lot of
getting a shot
yeah.
at those titles. So mix it up. Your only title that should have a long reign, in my opinion, are the 2 top titles and maybe your world tag titles. But until you build up teams on your undercard and your mid-card, switch things up. You got to switch things up. It's like having vanilla ice cream all the time. I love ice cream. I love vanilla, but every once in a while I got to have chocolate sauce on it or caramel or throw some whipped cream. Give me something different.
Right. Agreed, man. I think you got the nail right on the head. That's true. Who's going to challenge Tom? Devin Dowling says EC3 in a year. Come on, man. That's played to death now, isn't it? Like, it's been a year and I'm still sick of it.
Yeah.
You know? But who are you going to do? Like, oh, that's a terrible one. There we go. Who are you going to do for Tom then? Like, if it's going to come back to where, someone's got to. Like, the only thing I can think of is you got Colby in that match to eat that pin. Spoiler alert. So that Rhino can come back.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm a little off topic of your thing there, but yeah, it was a waste. It was a waste, and there's so much more that could be done. I appreciate you. Thanks, Dave. Also, Billy doesn't know the word storyline. We were talking about that stuff, but new name. Much love from Wisconsin. Much love to Wisconsin, all the way from Baltimore, Denver, and Canada. So good to have you here, Born. But we are, I think, just about wrapping up. Before we do, I was going to talk about at the top of the show because we don't talk about WWE. That's not our niche. But I was kind of shit talking it backstage about Money in the Bank, and if you watch Money in the Bank at all, I was sitting there watching it with my daughter, and I only watched like the premium live events, and it was just like, man, 16 years Money in the Bank has been its own thing. And I know some of those were like just like a match, but its own event. And like the women's were just like the men's. And I feel like Cornette even talking about it, but which is not necessarily a good thing. Same moves, same ladder setups, didn't need to happen. All I could think about in the end was our friend Willie Bowen just saying WWE sucks. And I didn't feel like it sucked, the event. The matches sucked for the two Money in the Bank matches, I thought. And the rest of it was just boring. I was bored. Did you guys watch Money in the Bank? What'd you think? Maybe you felt differently than me overall.
I watched it. I agree with you. The men's and women's ladder match were pretty much identical. I will say I did not see either of the winners winning. I did not have either of them on my scorecard to win.
Oh, I had one of them. But not the other. Yeah.
I'm glad that Naomi won. I caught the tail end of her TNA championship run, and she's good. She can carry a belt. So this should be interesting, especially with the new character turn that she's taken. The Seth one, I've been over him for a while. You're not and will never be Macho Man, bro.
You know what did give me hope, guys, was when Becky came out. She's a heel, and she looked like she had raided her husband's closet.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe what would make me feel better about the Paul Heyman group, whatever it's called, Dave was kind of calling it the New Dangerous Alliance, is that you put her in it. I'd be so all about that with her in that group. That would make it better to me.
Yep.
The Real Reign '89, Triple H booking like 2019, Tony.
Wow.
Anyway, that's rough. I just wanted to touch base on that here at the end. But listen, it's been another relatively short one for us. Devin says women's Money in the Bank was botchy. It looked terrible. Looked terrible to me. Dom versus Octagon Jr. was wicked short. It was too short. It was probably the best match on the card. Becky versus Lyra was better than expected. Okay. And I am not a your fun is wrong guy. Like if you enjoy it, awesome, enjoy it. But men's Money in the Bank was the best Money in the Bank match in years. Well, if that's the best one in years, man, I don't know. Like I already saw Canadian destroyers. They call it Mexican destroyers. They got me changing it on the ladder across the turnbuckle to the center ladder. It was done 2 hours before. I don't know. Cena and Paul and Jay and Cody sucked. Yeah, and the worst wrestler in that match for me was not John Cena. He just looked like he hasn't wrestled in a while. Even this is getting old now. Like I can see that. I'm sitting here like an old man yells at clouds, but it's like it's just the entrances alone probably took 15 minutes, and his was the longest, and he's no good in the ring. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Give me UWN. Give me Dog Pound. Give me Dog Pro Wrestling. Give me all that stuff every time over the stuff that we watched on the weekend. And I don't know. That's just me. Listen, let's get out of here, guys. What do we got? What do we got coming up? Where are the banners? We got social media. Where do they find you, Dave, on the social medias?
You can find me Instagram, X, and Blue Sky at Dave Scooby. And don't post much on Blue Sky every once in a while, but hit me up on X or Instagram if you have any ideas for fantasy booking or situations from the past that you'd like me to rebook.
Nice. What about you, Championship Wrestling from Jeremy?
You can find me on Facebook at Jeremy Miller, and whenever I remember it, over on Blue Sky at Alliance Jeremy.
I am not on social media. As the note says, I am stupid and old. I'll probably change at some point. But anyway, not me being stupid or old, but I'll probably be on social media while I'm stupid and old. Join us every Thursday at, you know what? What am I even doing? At the Alliance blog for alliance-wrestling.com on all the social medias. Yeah, man, just everywhere. They're on Kick. We're on Punch. We're on Space Flying Tiger Drop. We're on all the social medias. Alliance-wrestling.com, your number one source for news and information around the National Wrestling Alliance and all the various independents like the ones we cover here. Join us every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for the Alliance guys. That's JCal. That's DKM and Jaden. Every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific, it's the pre-party before Power with JCal, who told us he's streaming for 5 hours tomorrow.
Yeah.
Be on TikTok and all that.
Do we know what he's doing, or is it a secret?
So he's got 2 interviews. 2 seconds. There. Let's see. The first interview will be at 12:30 my time, which would be 11:30 Pacific.
Yeah.
2 or 3:30 Eastern time.
2:30.
2:30. Yeah.
That is with Marvelous, and then we've got the pre-party at its normal time, and then we've also got an interview with DOGG Bundles at 5 p.m. my time, which would be 4 Pacific and whatever time Eastern. Plus, he's also been doing like an hour pop up before the pre-party as well. So,
yeah. It's he's nuts. I think just a random thing I said. I think we're gonna go for 24 hours one day. Got to have a charitable event. See if we can make some money for somebody.
I'm down.
Yeah, man. I got some ideas. Hey, 2:30. Ba-da-ba-boom.
Oh.
Hey, listen. We do, by the way, Jaden's on that broadcast too. Follow his bosses, Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators at dogprowrestling.com. They're on YouTube at Dog Pro Wrestling. You won't be disappointed. It was good when I went down to New Jersey from Toronto to watch it a couple of years ago. It's even better from what I can tell now, watching it at Rowan University recently.
Heading there in a couple weeks.
Excellent. That's awesome. Listen, we don't do politics on this show, but whether you're in California or anywhere else in the U.S. right now, stay safe. And we hope to see
Keep your head
you.
on a swivel.
Yeah, man. We'll see you guys at the matches.
Thanks for joining the stream. This has been a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com. We genuinely appreciate your support. Would you consider subscribing so you'll never miss a future episode? I'd also like to remind you we do a live stream every Tuesday at 5 p.m. before NWA Power. You can find us on social media at The Alliance Blog. And until next time, we are The Alliance.